What's up, everyone? This is Zach with another episode of Hope for Master Ball. Now, unfortunately, I did accidentally build a team with a Magnezone on it, so we're not able to use that. So we are continuing to use the Porygon Z team, which has been doing fairly well. We did get into a rut where we were kind of like just going through the paces of gameplay instead of really thinking about our moves, but hopefully I can do a little bit better. One of the issues is that I have been really relying on Ferrothorn in the back, and a lot of my opponents will see that type of play coming and keep a fire move or a fire type in the back. So our first opponent's going to be Angus. I forget what Bouffalant is. Bouffalant is probably Sap Sipper. And there's no Trick Room setter. So what I'm worried about here is the Glowing Wheezing. But either way, we should still be able to get up. Get up a Tailwind with Talonflame. The question is who do we lead? Like, what do we go if they lead Dracovish? And I think Primarina isn't bad here. The Ferrothorn's just too threatened by the Urshifu, especially if it's kept in the back. The thing is, most Urshifus still do 50% damage with one Iron Defense up with close combat. So if I don't have the Iron Defense up and it's Ferrothorn against Urshifu, I just get O-Code. So we're off to a pretty good start here. The thing I have to ask myself is, do you switch out the Gigalith? And what does Bouffalant do? I honestly don't think I need a Tailwind right now. So I think a Brave Bird's just fine. And you're not Sandstorm, you're not Sandstream, so I would have to assume, oh, you're gonna max the Bouffalant. Decent chunk. We get the critical hit, activate the weakness policy, but with that percentage of damage, we should just take out the Gigalith. The question is, who's Bouffalant go for? I would have to say the Urshifu. Max Lightning. And Urshifu hangs on. So there's your Urshifu. Let's Surging Strikes into the Bouffalant, and I want to say get a Tailwind up. Okay, so we have the Tailwind. Oh, that does not much. So there's Surging Strikes. Who are you going into? They're going to get a double knockout because they're probably going into Talonflame. Yeah. And anything's going to knock out Urshifu, but we do get a clean switch into Clefairy Porygon Z. And you're just going to max strike. So here I'm... Do we throw it here by doubling into the Urshifu and not maxing? I honestly, I couldn't even think of which targets I clicked. But Porygon Z is going to go first. We're going to max strike into the Urshifu. And then we should be able to just get the knockout with Hyper Voice. I don't think we knock out the Bouffalant though. No. Okay, that does a fair amount of damage. But we have Tailwind up, so our speed drop doesn't hurt us as much as your speed drop hurts you. Max Darkness should be enough to get rid of Bouffalant. And I don't want a Hydro Cannon here because if you do survive with the Weezing, Weezing's actually going to protect. So Max Darkness will go out into Bouffalant. We'll knock it out, get a -1 special defense against Weezing. Oh, that crit mattered. I never really thought about like how well Galarian Weezing really checks Primarina. And we'll just Hydro Cannon, Max Strike. And after the special defense boost, we don't really need the adaptability. Good game. I think we led really well on that, and I think that's what helped us. They weren't expecting the PZ in the back. They weren't expecting the Urshifu up front, so I think leading Talonflame Urshifu allowed us to catch them off guard because it looks like those two were set up to handle either the Primarina or to soak up damage with the Porygon Z, because the Porygon Z is really strong like in and out of Dynamax, but you want to take advantage of the Dynamax with Porygon Z. So if you're able to negate the damage, as we've seen in the last couple episodes, with really good defensive switches, this team falls apart in the long run if you can't get those solid knockouts with max moves with Porygon Z. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the next one. Doll or Dow. So this is a team used by Cybertron, and what we have to worry about is Fake Out. I think you bring Delmise here. Do I want Urshifu RPZ in the back? I think Urshifu isn't bad here. I have to worry about the speed swap Alolan Raichu though. I don't know if this was a good choice. Because if I just lead to get good damage on the Trick Room early on, you could go Speed Swap Alolan Raichu with Hatterene and really tear up the place. Okay, so I guess we made the best call that we could. So I want a Tailwind. And you turn into the Raichu. I forget the Raichu's item. I want to say it has to be Sashed with, like, to try to do this as effectively as possible. And I actually think it carries Fake Out, yeah. Okay, so there goes... That brings Raichu down to Sash. We'll bring in Ferrothorn. Which is good, because it looks like you're setting up Trick... Oh, no, you're just Gleaming. This Raichu should be slower? No, because it's Speed Swap. I want to say if you have Mystical Fire here and you max Flare, I'm pretty sure this match is over. I forget. I think it does have max Flare. But I think it mostly depends on maxing, getting the speed swap, setting the terrain, and we still outspeed it. And it's just not enough. Expanding Force. Oh, why would... I know Raichu outspeeds us, so I think I have to max here. Or no, let's protect. And Iron Body Press isn't going to be enough. We didn't get an Iron Defense off. I think I have to max. And we might as well just get the iron defense off. It's either they're not maxing. Or we outspeed them. Actually, we might outspeed them. There's the mystical fire. Oh. I think here you can just nuzzle. And really hurt us. No, you speed swap us. Our Urshifu's faster though, we do know this. I have to get damage. And I have to lock into Surging Strikes. But we know our PZ speed and we know that our Urshifu outspeeds it. The question is, who does Rhyperior go for? You might go for Max Rockfall to go ahead and chip the Urshifu. Max Quake, that might knock out Urshifu. No, we hang on. We hang on? Okay. Who's your last Mon, though? Dusclops. I think we max Darkness. Does this team have Ally Switch? We got to double. We got to double into it. You could max guard. We lost. Will-O-Wisp. You could still ally switch. They're debating. Oh, it's not enough. Weakness policy. Yeah. Oh, we swapped speeds. You go for Urshifu here, and then you just double into the Porygon Z. Good game. Well played. Like I knew enough about the team, but I haven't gone against it yet. So I think that really like made the play more even. That is the most damage I've ever seen a Dusclops. Good game. You gotta know when to walk away. Too often I drag out matches that are clearly over. So I wish I would have played that one better. Like, I knew what to expect. I led good. I played it well. It's just that last minute speed swap on the Porygon Z was what saved them. And once again, overreaching and over predicting that ally switch. If we would have doubled into Dusclops there with a Max Darkness and Surging Strikes, that match would have looked a lot different, because then Urshifu wouldn't have gotten burned, and we would have been able to the next turn double into the Rhyperior. So we played it as well as we could. I don't feel bad about it. They just played better. But anyways, let me know what you think about that last team that we saw. I know that a lot of people have seen it because it's been showed on Aaron Cybertron Zing's channel. But how often do you see it? Because that's honestly the first time I've seen it. I've only done like 30 battles. But if you've made it this far in the video, do not forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And have these conversations with me in the comments down below. I've been hearing some positive comments from people, and I'm very thankful for that. But anyways, I'm Zach, and I'll see you in the next one.